Please don't forget to check links below and subscribe. Just voice for you. The Naughty Boy. Once upon a time there was an old poet, one of those good, honest old poets. One evening, as he was sitting quietly in his home, a terrible storm broke out. The rain poured down in torrents, but the old poet sat warm and cozy in his study, for a fire blazed brightly in his stove, and roasting apples and hissed beside it. There won't be a dry stitch on anybody out in this rain, he told himself. You see, he was a very kind-hearted old poet. Oh, please open the door for me. I am so cold and wet, cried the little child outside his house. Then it knocked at the door, while the rain poured down and the wind shook on the windows. Why, the poor little child, cried the old poet as he hurried to open the door. Before him stood a naked little boy, with the water streaming down from his yellow hair. He was shivering, and would certainly have perished and storm had he not been let in. You poor little fellow, said the poet again, and took him by the hand. Come in, and we'll soon have a warm-up. I shall give you some wine and a roasted apple, for you're such a pretty little boy. And he really was pretty. His eyes sparkled like two bright stars, and his hair hung in lovely curls, even though the water was still steam from it. He looked like a little angel. But he was pale, with the cold and shivering in every limb. In his hand he held a beautiful little bow and rose set, but the bow had been ruined by the rain, and all the colors on the rose had run together. The old poet quickly sat down by the stove and took the little boy on his knee. He dried the child's hair, rubbed the blue little hands vigorously, and heated some sweet wine for him. And pretty soon the little boy felt better. The roses came back to his cheeks, and he jumped down from the old man's lap and danced around the old poet. You're a cheerful boy, laughed the old man. What's your name? My name is Cupid, was he reply. Don't you know me? The light's my bow, and I can certainly shoot with it too. Look, the storm is over, and the moon is shining. Yes, the old poet said, but I am afraid the rain has spoiled your bow. That would be a shame, replied the little boy, and he looked the bow over carefully. No, it's already dry again, and the string is good and right. No damage done. I guess I'll try it. Then he fitted an arrow to his bow, aimed it, and shot the good old poet right through the heart. Do you see now that my bow is not spoiled? He said laughingly and ran out of the house. Wasn't he a naughty boy to shoot the good old poet who had been so kind to him, taking him into his warm room and even his delicious wine in his best table. The good poet lay on the floor and wept, because he really had been shot right through the heart. "That naughty boy that Cupid is," he cried, "I must warn all the good children, so that they will be careful and never play with him, because he will certainly do them some harm." So he warned and all the good children, and they were careful to keep away from that naughty Cupid. But he is very clever, and he tricks them all half time. When he studied are going home from the lectures, he runs beside them with a black coat on and book under his arm. They don't recognize him, but they take his arm, thinking he is student too, and then he sends his arrow into the heart.